Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
And hello and welcome to episode 187 of On the Bench, the podcast for scale modelers by scale modelers, all about scale models. This episode is being brought to you by our latest Patreon supporter, Corin, who has decided to put his shoulder to the wheel and help support the show. You too can help support the show. Simply go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. Your contributions are greatly appreciated and they help us with our hosting and production costs. And of course, every paid up member of Patreon gets an OTB sticker.
Hi, I'm Scott, the creator and owner of the Scale Modeler Supply, Australia's largest manufacturer of hobby paints. Our premium airbrush-ready acrylic lacquer paints are designed specifically for use on plastics, with a comprehensive range covering all popular modelling subjects including military, aircraft, rail, auto, sci-fi and more. And not only that, but we also have a wide selection of essential hobby tools and now, infinite colour, and new range of water-based paints for miniatures. So to check out our range and to find your closest retailer, please visit our website at scalemodeler.com.au. So when quality matters, choose SMS Paints.
And hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio with me, I have got Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day listeners.
And of course, we've got Julian as well.
Good morning.
Gentlemen, how are we this morning?
Pretty good, thanks. On my third cup of Java, so I'm pretty jazzed out.
Well, before we kick off the show, I just want to make a very quick announcement and just say that we've heard the news that James Skiffins has fallen ill and from just making conversations, and we would like to dedicate this show to him to get well soon. That we do. He's a very good...
He's a great bloke.
Great friend of ours. He does a huge amount of work with Models for Heroes and runs the 48-hour... helps run the 48-hour build competition, Models for Heroes, and of course you'll know him from the other podcast, Just Making Conversation. He is well in hospital, and he's on a track to recovery, but we just want to send our best wishes and hope you have a very speedy recovery. And seeing you sitting in the hospital, you've probably got nothing to do but listen to podcasts, so g'day mate, how you going?
Yes. Speedy recovery, mate.
Yep. Indeed. All right, so what's been happening, gents? We'll start with you, Julian. Apart from you going around and parading on other podcasts.
Well, it's been mentioned previously, but yes, I appeared on a different podcast.
We go on to mention it. We need to mention it.
Yes, it's the Built Sideways podcast.
Good crew.
Yes, I was invited on there by Brian, and so I showed up. And we recorded some things.
What did you all talk about?
Everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It was compared to like the this podcast at least. It was
they're free flowing.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I know. Oh, it's such a hoot sort of going on there.
Total spaghetti of an episode. I felt it.
Yeah, no, it's a really great hoot. You can have, and a lot of the fun of that podcast is, and it's unfortunate for the listeners, but there's a lot that goes on off mic that is twice as funny and hilarious as what goes on mic.
Right.
So it's a great bunch of guys. So yeah. So give it a listen.
Yes. So apart from that, I've been working on the Ferrari 250 GTO. Mm-hmm. It's almost complete. Very smooth sailing for the most part through most of it until I accidentally I was gluing something down on the bodywork and with super glue, and then what happened was I put a little too much and I was like, oh, that's a bit too much, and I'll skip that away with my finger. Yep, all good. It was perfect. And then I forgot that it was on my finger.
Oh no, you touched something.
Yeah.
And left a fingerprint.
So I had to sand that out and then repaint it and then repolish that section, and
that sucks when that happens.
Yeah, but that was the only major setback.
Yep.
And I sanded it pretty well. It didn't go down to the to the plastic or anything. It just was on the surface. It looked like, you know what it looked like? It looked like a car that someone had actually sanded something out of, like a real
Also,
car.
really nice feathered edges and everything.
Yeah. Because
very good.
you know when they do that and they just go down to the primer layers
Yep.
or something like that, and yeah, I could just
Oh,
spot
nice. Yeah.
spot paint it and spot prime it.
Oh, that's good.
All
to
good.
hear.
Yeah. But
So you were painting with lacquers, weren't you?
yes.
Yeah, that stuff's great to see.
And so it's actually it's pretty much complete except for the wipers. So what happened was, with the wipers, I've broken one of them and attempted to glue one back together. It didn't really do
Didn't
it.
work?
It looks janky. Like you look at it anyway from any direction and you're like, something not quite right about that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. But I've also got photo etch wipers.
Yeah.
The problem with the photo etch wipers is that they're 2 pieces for each one.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's basically got the arm and then the wiper blade assembly.
Oh,
Jeez,
wow.
that's a bit.
And,
That's getting into.
I don't want to do that.
That's getting into 1/350th
It's-
ship areas doing that
Well-
sort of small stuff.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. But, I mean, I just don't like it just because it looks like it's... like it would be like if you made... Like if your real wiper blade broke and you decided to replace it with something made out of cardboard,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And so you've
yeah,
got something that looks somewhat like the arm,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But the blade just looks too thin. It just looks two-dimensional,
Yeah. Jeez.
Especially at that angle that it sits at, it just doesn't look quite right.
Yeah.
The other hurdle, and I don't like it, is the lenses over the headlights, which is a big part of the face of the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's everyone thinks 250 GTO honey scoop headlights with the lenses over the top, but the way they've done it is they've done it with the frame molded as part of the lens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I hate it when they do that. It was one of my gripes of the Tamiya Porsche 911 Turbo that I did,
Yep.
where you've got a... Because like, I want to do that chrome, but it came out silver instead. Because, like, what can I do? It's not like I can, like, mask off the middle part of the lens, the part that has to remain clear, and then spray it with some kind of gloss paint. Because the glossy paint will just bleed under the tape.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do that.
No. Of course
So-
not. That would be
So I just had to, like, prime it and then spray it silver. And it's like, yeah, it's a very thin edge to it. It's a bit daggy, but oh well. It gets me across the finish line, and I'm not prepared to. There's nothing I can do that would make that better. I don't think. Short of I do have photo etch frames that can go on over the top,
Mm-hmm.
but frankly, I tried gluing that on, and it does not want to go on because it has to, like, it's a fairly steep curve. But the problem is, so whenever I'd glue one side down, the other side would pop up. Unless I would use super glue, and I'm not going to use super glue on a transparency.
No,
not a chance. No, you just... Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, it's almost done. I just need to go home and put those stupid wiper blades on somehow. I think what I might end up doing is using the photo etch arms and then using the kit parts for the blades. That might be the good compromise. There might be no, we'll see when I get into it. But yeah, everything sounds like a good idea until it's
it does
found to be a
indeed.
bad idea, right?
It does indeed. Ian,
Yes.
how's your fortnight been?
Yeah, pretty good. Got no modelling done, unfortunately.
No.
No. Unfortunately, I spend too much time looking after family members
Yeah,
at the moment. But Dave and I went to the Ballarat show.
We did. We went to, it was the 20th annual Ballarat and Regional Scale Model Exhibition.
Yeah,
that,
which was really good. Nice little
we'd
drive.
been,
Great day for it.
We'd been banging on about that for a little while. And Lee had sort of invited us up, so we made the trip up there. It was good.
That was a good day.
Yeah.
Good little show. Great people.
And it was purely an exhibition. It wasn't
Yeah,
a,
it wasn't a
competition.
competition. It
as
was
such.
just a show.
Yeah.
Spent money, which I shouldn't have, but
Oh, that's okay.
yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
I got some good bargains, eh?
What did you end up getting?
I got a Dragon 135th scale M2A1
Yep.
2-in-1 kit for $40, which I reckon is a bargain. Absolute bargain. What else? Oh, Fairy Firebox. So I got a Firefly.
Yes,
48 scale.
I was looking at that, and
Yeah, you snoozed. You lost.
I
mate.
snoozed, and you pulled the trigger, and you
With
came
the
and sniped it from right
Yeah, so
underneath
it came
me.
with an Edward interior photo etch set and an Edward masking set for the canopy.
Oh, after I've built my Gannet, I might come back and see if I can buy that off you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There was a guy selling gas patch turnbuckles
Yeah.
in 48 scale, $5 a pop.
What?
Yeah. So I bought a couple of sets of them, and I got a really nice. I didn't realize that Edward made this. It was like anchor points for rigging on World War I biplanes in 48 scale, and some of these anchor points are exactly what I need for the Dave build,
Well, there you go.
Uh-huh.
which is going to make rigging so much more easier
Yeah.
with having all I do now is just glue these anchor points on, and then I can rig.
Are they in the correct scale?
Sorry,
Are they in the correct scale? Or
48
does it-
scale.
Or is it
Yeah.
close enough?
it's 48 scale.
Oh, okay, yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're pretty much spot on.
Mhm.
And they're some of them are really well designed. What else? Oh, and I bought a series of books. So picked up, I can't remember the name, it's those joint Polish-English publications. So I bought volume 2, 3, 4 and 5 of Japanese Armour.
Yeah, what a
Which-
great snag that
Yeah,
was.
they were going so cheap. So now I'm trying to find volume 1, which I think I found one copy over in England, but they're asking big dollars.
Well, you said there were about $200 they're asking for it.
Some of them are going for around $200.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
That's,
for one.
that's disgusting.
Yeah. But now I need one because I've got every volume bar volume 1.
Yeah.
It's like that old joke about how you grease up 3 pigs and you write like 1, 2, and 4
Mm-hmm.
on the 3 pigs, and then they'll forever go around looking for that missing one. You
Missing third pig, yes. So no, I had a good time here, but like I said, spent a fair bit of cash and bought some good stuff to take home with me. And
And we had a great time there as well. And we caught up with Keith from South Australian Plastic Models Association.
Yes.
And he'd driven all the way from Adelaide to Ballarat, which I was impressed with. I thought it was it was just a mega bloody thing to do that. It was just awesome. And we actually got some swag. So he
yeah,
gave
we got
us-
some stubby holders.
Yeah, which is really cool. So thanks very much for that, Keith. And,
Yeah, good
it
on you,
was-
mate.
Thank you very much.
It was great catching up with you. Actually, he was gutted that you weren't there, Julian, because he brought his cars along,
Oh, did
especially.
he? Oh.
He wanted to talk to you about cars, but you weren't there. That's
well,
all right.
That's all right. I've been on the internet doling out advice, apparently.
I'm pretty sure Keith will be.
Oh, it was weird when I. Yeah. So that aside, yeah. Sorry. Like when I got here early this morning, like an hour ago, or whatever it was
Yeah.
for breakfast. Ian was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you on the internet, giving advice about car models." And
Yes, that's right.
and yeah. What really caught my eye was that it was the kit that I built,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes.
Same kit.
Yeah,
And,
little
and,
Cosmo.
it looked like a pretty decent rendition. So I was like happy to. I was like, I know every nook and cranny on this kit. I can tell you exactly.
Yeah, exactly right.
Not that he needed advice on that specific car kit, but he certainly had some. It's the classic. Like the reason why I love building car kits is for the chrome, right?
Yep.
Because when you get that dialed in, it can really look the part, right? And it's a bit more impressive than the sort of the black sort of stuff that, trim pieces that are on like 80s through 90s through modern sort of cars that are very easy to deal with. You just get out your semi-gloss black and you just mask it off and
That's
paint
right,
it.
yeah.
Chrome presents a whole different hurdle, but it looks very convincing when you do get it right, And that's what he wanted to know about. He wanted to know about that sort of thing and like, what do you do? What's the best way? And people are, because he asked the questions in a few different groups. So he asked it in the Posse group,
Yeah.
and then he also asked it in the Critique group. And I first saw it on my phone, and I thought, I kind of want to answer this on my computer where I can probably type out an essay. Right now, I'm just, I don't like. If I can help it, if I'm not far from my computer, I'll rather do it on my computer. And so when I found it on my phone, I found it on the Posse group, and then when I found it on my PC, it was in the critique group. It's a very different crowd. Very different crowd because like the posse group, everyone was saying, oh, you should try bare metal foil and stuff like that. And the other group, no one had said anything yet.
Oh.
So I was the first one to jump in.
Good on you. Sage advice is always
Yeah, it was me and Will Pattinson, and Will Pattinson told him not to take photos on a wrinkled blue cloth.
Yes.
Whoops, that's my faux pas. My photography skills are
Oh, you're shocking.
I'm a shocker.
Like who in their right mind takes a photo of a model sitting on a chair? You're never going to live that down, Dave. Never, ever.
I feel the need to up my game, I think, for photography. I have to wrap my head around it better. I've got a DSLR, but I can never seem to...
But you've got a light box and everything, haven't you? And I haven't even got...
No, I don't have a light box. I just got lots of lights.
I've got a fold-away light box.
Yeah.
But I never use it.
I'm doing something wrong. Like I feel like photography-wise, when it comes to shooting models, I feel like I'm in that spot where I was with airbrushing at the beginning, where I'm not sure if I've got the air pressure right. I don't know if I've thinned it enough. I don't know where I'm going wrong, but things don't seem to be adding up. And
well, do you want to feel my pain? So I finished the Atlas Agena.
Yep.
And because it's so damn tall, you've either got to stand all the way back and take a photo.
Yes.
Or you take a photo, I guess, of little segments and sort of just post them as individual things. But I prefer to see the whole thing. So, and it was just... So, and then I haven't got anything to put a backdrop against it because it's so big. So, if I had a light box, it would be no use to me because it's so tall and skinny.
Yeah.
So,
that's the classic...
conundrum.
I think this is the thing, like cars pretty not too bad. The easiest ones are the vertical ones, like figures and busts and
figures and cars and tanks because you can do them from
no tanks.
Yeah,
no tanks because you get that stupid effect where the gun barrel looks like it's 20 miles long.
Yeah, but
and it's coming at it's coming right at you, kind of thing.
If you're doing front on, yeah, but you can do that photo stacking thing where you can.
Yes, you can, but who's going to do that unless you're really dedicated?
Nah.
Focus stacking, yeah.
Because I just use my iPhone as my camera. I'm not going to go and buy a.
Someone needs to make an app for phones to do focus stacking.
Photo stacking.
They do.
So you're still like...
What?
Well, remember I was talking last episode about trying to find extra bits for me GTs?
Oh, yes.
So one of our listeners, Luke Van Neck...
That's right, he reached out,
and so he's put me in the direction. Manscale Models, they do a set for the XW.
So Manscale Models, where are they based and who are they? Do you know?
They're in Australia.
Right, and it's 3D printed stuff, or okay.
And so for the XW they do a new bonnet scoop, and hood pins, and a air cleaner, really nice looking air cleaner. And for the XY they do bonnet pins and shaker.
Very nice.
So, and there's another company that's also full bore models.
Yeah,
they do Ford 5-slotters.
Yeah,
but as Julian said, I need to get in contact with this dude and see if he can scale them from 125th to 124.
Yeah, okay. It probably will be easy to do.
Yeah,
it'll be easy to do. So yeah, just reach out to him. Yep, can't hurt.
So so I don't need to stress now about me bonnet pins because I can get them.
Well, you need to order them and then start building.
Yeah, well, that too, because it's our car build.
I know. I still haven't cracked plastic yet.
Yeah, no, man, I've just got to find some time, mate. Got to find some time.
Well, so I finished the Agena, and now I've sort of moved on to pulling the Eagle out, and I'm building that now. So, which is, it's not frustrating. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward build, but there's lots of little areas where the parts don't meet, so you got to get in there and you've got to fill them. And the issue with the filling them is because they're like on a 45-degree angle. When you fill the gap, you don't want to sand it so that you take the edge off.
Yeah, that's why you use a sanding block.
Oh, I've got sanding blocks, yeah. But
so basically what you do is you got a 45-degree angle, you just lay it flat on one side and just sand it, and then move it to the other side, lay it flat and sand it that way. That way you're going to get a sharp edge.
but I can't do that
Rather than
because
go over the top of the edge, you can't touch that edge. You've got
Yeah.
to basically just use both flat sides as a guide and
Yeah,
just sand.
But the issue is there's mouldings on that. So for late 45 degrees, I'm going to lose some of those mouldings. So I'll get it. And
You got plastic card?
no, the gaps aren't that big for plastic card.
No, I mean to replace the mouldings.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to build, man. I don't want to sit there and do scratch stuff.
Scratch bad. Small scratch stuff's not too bad.
No, it's all right. It's fairly easy. I'll get through it.
Yep.
Especially since it's a sci-fi subject, so like people aren't as familiar with the nooks and crannies.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean.
true.
What are you talking about? They're not familiar. What?
Well, like you have to think that it was designed for like that TV show, right?
Yep.
And like they didn't film those things
No.
with that level of.
Well, you look at it's funny you should say because you look at the like studio models and that, and they're rough as guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're shockers.
Yeah, we saw that when we went over to the
If you-
States when we saw the big
Exactly.
alien ship
If-
from, what was it, Close Encounters?
If you entered a studio model in the competition, you'd be laughed out of it.
Yeah.
But it's a different standard for film and
Yeah, because they can
television,
hide
right?
a lot.
Yeah. It's like have you ever been in a television studio,
Yes, I have actually.
right? And it's eerily cheap.
Yes.
You know? It's like going into a nightclub during the daytime, and you're able to look at the walls and go, "Oh man, this place is crap." Someone set this thing on fire. Yeah, gross. It all looks glitzy
Good
and
analogy.
glamorous at night or something, but during the daytime it looks cheap and tacky, and like everything's like. Well, it seems like all the walls are made out of like cardboard cutouts and things like that.
But you're doing it wrong, Julie. You're supposed to go to nightclubs of a night time, not during the day.
Yes.
That's just an example. It's like television studios are like that, and that's just the same with the models. They're only going to do what's necessary to get the shot,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And they're not too concerned about durability or longevity or.
And then there's speed when they're building it and all that sort of stuff because you're against the clock and there's, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anywho,
Yes.
moving on, we've got a few announcements in regards to some local model shows that are coming up. And the
Yes.
first one we want to talk about is the 2024 New South Wales Scale Model Show, which is going to be on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of May at the Illawarra Sports Stadium, Fred Finch Park, Hooker Creek Road, Berkeley, New South Wales. So that looks to be very good. And I'm going to try very, very hard to get up there. I don't know how I'm going to go, but I've got to drive up. So I think it's about a 9-hour trip.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So let's see how that fits in with my schedule on my calendar. The next one that is coming up soon, let me bring it up. Excuse me. It's actually on this weekend. It's the Rob Burns Memorial Show.
Yep.
NNL format. It is at the Anglican Church Hall, River Street in Tumut. And it's... Where are we? That's all we've got on that, unfortunately.
So entry fee per model $2 up to $10.
Yep.
And public entry $1 gold coin.
Yeah.
So nice cheap entry.
Yeah,
And those country shows are usually pretty good too.
they are, because you get a whole lot of guys up there who don't sort of normally get around and get out the place.
There's some really good work out in the sticks.
Yeah, we do. They do, I should say. We've got here we go, the Ballarat 26 Ballarat NNL Model Show and Swap Meet, which is Sunday the 19th of May at the Brown Hill Public Hall, 375 Humphrey Street, North Brown Hill. Entries are taken in from 9:30 to 11 a.m. There's a senior and junior section, and public viewing is from 11 a.m.
On the 26th.
The 26th and 19th.
Oh, 19th, sorry.
Yeah, 19th of
27th,
May.
Yeah, reading the wrong section.
So it's the 26th show.
Show, yes.
So again, I actually want to get to that one as well, but geez, it's so many shows to get to
Yeah, I
in
know.
so little
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I don't see if
Don't overcommit because
know.
like you don't know what's going to be going on later in the year, much less.
Yeah, I know. As much as I'll see what happens. You never know. You never know. All right. Next cab off the rank. I think we might have a bit of a break, a very short break, and then we'll come back and look at seeing what's some mail that we've got coming in.
Sounds good, mate.
All right, no worries. So we'll be back very, very shortly.
Hey guys, it's Chris from Inside the Armour, and I'd like to tell you about ITA3, 3D printed parts from Inside the Armour. And I've got a bunch of stuff for your armour, aircraft, ship and other projects coming up. Starting out in 172nd in aircraft, we've got stuff for the 172nd Airfix ME410 and for the 172nd Airfix Bristol Beaufort, including all kinds of great stuff. On the armour side, I've gone back to Churchills and I've got some really great additions to improve your AFE Club or Tamiya Churchills, including rear deck tools with moulded tool clamps, which massively improve over the kit details, air intake grills, and the exhaust, complete with shroud, which features all of the missing brackets and details from both kits. In 148, we've got the same stuff again for the Churchill, and this time with a few more wrinkles and improvements over the 148 Tamiya kit. In both scales, you can get WS19 antenna sets and fire extinguishers. And in 135th, we've got radios including WS11 for your SAS LRDG or early British war armour builds, WS19 for the rest of the war for British armour builds, including Shermans, Churchills, Comets, Cromwells and many more, and post-war radios including Larkspur and coming soon Clansman. For the US fans out there, we've also got the SCR 508, which features optional boxes to go next to the transmitter unit, and a whole bunch of other stuff coming up soon. So if you want to improve your models quickly, easily and with superb detail, go on over to InsideTheArmour.com and look up ITA3 3D printed parts.
All right, let's have a look at mail. But first of all, we got an old-fashioned letter actually came in, which was very, very surprising. And this actually came from Chris Wallace, who we had on the show a while ago. Just he sent a little thank you card. David and Julian, thank you very much for having me as a guest on OTB. It was a real pleasure to meet you all. And he sent us some little stickers from Chris Wallace, his little Corsair.
Oh, very cool sticker. That's going to go nicely in the spray booth.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, mate.
That's his logo, by the way.
It is his logo, yeah. So it was great having him on the show. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was really good. Alrighty. We haven't got much email letters in, actually.
Oh, really?
So
there you go.
it's going to be a very quick one.
Quick and dirty.
Let me just dive in. Oh, okay. Chris Meddings wrote in. He said, with the announcement of the new Andy's Hobbies HQ M113, is it time Dave steps up to replace the Falcon as the Crow?
The Crow.
As much as I'd like to take credit for the 116th M113, I can't. It's all down, obviously, to Andy, and it was just pure dumbass luck that...
you touched on the subject.
Yeah, when the announcement came. Although I like to think that maybe
I doubt it.
Pushed him just a little bit.
I doubt it.
I want to think that.
Considering how much time there was between the actual interview and when it was released, no, I don't think you had anything to do with it.
No, I didn't.
But mind you, if Andy, you want to sling Dave a free copy for him to build, he'd be very happy.
No.
No, he wouldn't. Yes, he would.
No. Oh, jeez. Okay, and the only other email we got in is from Uriah Khan, and he writes in, for myself, I find it odd having ranking and prizes for models. In more than 10 years of modelling, I didn't meet any other modellers, so I've just built solely for myself, enjoying it very much, and today it's still the same, though I do have a circle of friends in the hobby and social media groups that I'm sharing my builds with. I take the blessings of happy modelling very seriously. I think one should enjoy the hobby, the process and the outcome, no matter what others have to say. Also, I have an idea as to what to do with the Airfix Gannet. Attach a tap and fill it with beer. It looks like the perfect barrel for the bench. Happy modelling.
Very good comment there, Uriah.
Well, yeah. Actually, I just received the Red Roo decals to make it the Royal Australian Navy
R8M.
Yeah. So. And there's some news coming down the pipe about somebody who we know might be producing some additional parts for that as well. So I'm interested to see how that pans out. Very keen to sort
That's
of
probably
my wallet
likely,
and get
isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course it will be.
100%. So that's it from the mailbox. It was very
short and swift.
quick.
It's the shortest one we've had ever.
I know.
Oh, sometimes it's like that.
It is. So,
It is.
of course, if you want to write into us, you can send us an email to onthebench64 at gmail.com. Of course, we love hearing from you.
Yes.
All righty. Just before we go on, again, we're going to take a very quick break and we'll be back shortly. All right, let's have a look at what caught our eye. And I think last episode I mentioned the kit that is coming out from Border, the Kirov airship from Red Alert, which I'm really keen to get my hands on. And Border Moles have posted some pictures of the kit actually assembled, and oh geez, I just can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks awesome. So that is one thing that sort of caught my eye. The other thing that caught my eye was some announcements, particularly from Trumpeter. They've released or about to release the USS Kitty Hawk in 1/350 scale. This is the pre-modification one, so the one used during the Second World War, and I'm sure it's going to be very popular with the ship modelers because it looks really, really, really good. So USS Midway began construction in 1943 and entered service a month after its launch in 1945.
Oh, it's the Midway, not the Kitty Hawk.
Sorry, did I say Kitty Hawk?
Yep.
Yeah, you did.
You idiots. The Midway. So CV-41. And participated in the Korean War, the Vietnam War. It was there for the Iranian hostage crisis and the Gulf War. It was decommissioned in 1992, and it's currently sitting at San Diego as a museum ship. So, as I said, this version is the World War II as she came out of the slips with just the non-angled flight deck.
You know what? I think even like a really dedicated ship modeler probably only has one big carrier in them. And then they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
As he looks at me.
I'm serious because it's a crazy amount of work.
It is, yes.
For just one model. And when you look at it and you're like, I'm going to have to build all those little planes.
It's not so much that.
I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to, like the turrets aren't even that big a deal no matter how many guns are on it. It's the planes and it's just a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
A lot of
It is,
repetitive
yes.
work too.
Yeah. A lot of photo etch as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they look so damn cool.
They do, don't they?
I know.
Yes.
It looks so damn cool. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Like I think after you've ticked the box and you've got like one big carrier,
yeah.
you probably don't need to go and build another, right?
No.
But I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you're, pretty dedicated to that, and those sort of misgivings don't really,
Apply to me.
yeah, don't really apply to you. I don't think. I think that most people would do it one time and go, yeah, I've done the carrier thing. I think I'll just stick to destroyers and other things now.
Magic Factory releasing a 1/350 scale Type 055 destroyer from the PLAN. It looks like a fairly straightforward and neat kit. Now, I think that I'm not sure whether I was reading this right, but a lot of the construction, it's cement-free construction with pre-coloured parts. So I'm a bit curious as to how that'll actually turn out, and I'm really keen to sort of have a look at some...
Like the old snap-together kits.
Well, yeah, but in 1/350 scale, it's going to be intriguing. So,
Well, there's not really many dangly bits hanging off those modern
True.
yeah.
modern ships. So, and I
Yeah.
doubt it'd come with the railings.
Well, I don't know, because Magic Factory is sort of starting to make a bit of a reputation for
Yeah,
themselves.
but how are you
as,
going to
quality
have like
builders,
snap fit
manufacturers.
railings? How are they
I
going to
don't
do
know.
the snap fit
I don't
railings?
know.
That'd be difficult.
So I'm particularly keen to see how that's going to go. Anything catch your eye, gents, at all?
Nah.
No, but I did pick up a new Copper State kit last week.
Yeah.
I got the Garford Putilov
Oh, yep, the Putilov. Yeah.
That's such a cool looking thing, isn't it? That looks so freaking cool. That thing, a World War One truck with looks like a naval turret.
It's got
stuck on the back of it.
It's got the most hodgepodge armament on it.
Well, what it was they imported a heap of Garford truck chassis from America,
Right.
and then sent it to the Putilov works, who armoured them up and put the guns all over them, and it looks just such a cool looking vehicle.
It still doesn't make any sense as to the actual gun arrangement.
Yeah,
because it's got the main cannon type thing firing off one end,
off the arse end of it,
and then it's got two machine guns on either side of it
cab.
at the other end.
Yeah, the cab. Yeah, just
and they've got very narrow fields of fire.
Yeah,
and they certainly can't fire down the.
Yeah,
not they can only fire like sort of along the sides of it. They can't fire in the direction the vehicle is pointing in.
Yep. Yeah, and I picked up another 10 figures from Copper State.
10 figures?
Yep. Oh, including the horses for me. Was it that little gun emplacement that they do?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Giddy up.
Yep, giddy up. Nicely 3D printed chains for the horses too.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hook them up to the limber.
Very good.
So yeah, so definitely all me. Pretty much, I think it's basically one more figure I'm waiting on to come out.
And Dylan, didn't you wet yourself over a car that's been released by Tamiya?
Yeah, I think I've posted that once before though.
Right. Okay.
But I might have
Datsun?
posted it again because I got reminded of it and I'd forgotten.
The Datsun.
The
Yeah.
Nustad.
Yeah. So they're releasing the 240Z, the second boxing of it, and it's the street custom version that they'll. That's the thing about Tamiya. It's like the classic Tamiya move is here's a cool kit. We'll release one more version of it, and that's it. You won't get any other variants. So that's what they do with cars. So they'll have like a basic version, like as it came from the factory, and then they'll do the street custom version, which is sort of like they'll put some more modern wheels on it and stuff like that. And that's what they've done. They've got like a nice short nose version, like the standard version, and it's got like a bit of a sort of I don't know what you call like spoiler type thing at the bottom there. Not a spoiler, but it's like a lip or whatever it is. Yeah, so I'm interested in that. It looks better in the box art than it does in the promotional made up as a model photos.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they put like very chunky tires on it. Not a fan, really. I think most people will just buy this and like try and get some aftermarket ones immediately.
Oh, you can get aftermarket wheels and tyres now. They're pretty much time a dozen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So here's a question for you as a car modeler. Do you prefer the rubber tyres or do you prefer plastic tyres?
I don't mind rubber tires at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a car kit, so it doesn't matter if they're a decent size. They're not small like they are on aircraft models. They don't have as much weight on them. The weight's more because they've got more surface area. The weight's more evenly distributed, and I don't need to weather it really because it's a car, you know.
Yes, exactly. Why would you?
Yeah, but I have built armor kits with rubber wheels. Yeah.
Would you ever do a rat car?
A rat
rod?
Nah. Look, like most rat rods, you know, they're the kind of thing where you couldn't build that here, really, because you'd get the police would turn up and just defect it.
Well,
right?
we saw a rat rod coming back from Ballarat last weekend.
Yes.
You can make something look ratty,
Yeah.
but it still has to pass regs, right?
Yeah,
Whereas in the US,
yeah,
they've got some very lax regulations when it comes to modifying cars, so they can really go all out, and it'll be a death trap, is what it'll be, and you can still drive it on the road legally, I once watched the.
You watch all the emails we get coming in there from the US.
I once watched a show where they had a rat rod.
Yeah.
This was a street legal rat rod, and this thing they could barely drive it out onto the road because it was scraping on the ground so badly.
Oh, was that low?
Yeah. And unlike most very heavily lowered cars where they'll put airbag suspension so that it doesn't do that.
Yep.
This wasn't like that. This was static because it still uses all like 1920s or whatever it is, like chassis and suspension. Otherwise, it doesn't look like a rat rod, right? And there's nowhere to hide it because it's all external of the car, and it just got beached and they had to like push it forward a bit or something like that.
Got beached.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Like, because like also like lots of people will slam their cars, you know, like right down to the ground kind of thing, and you know they can't go up. They have to make little wooden ramps to get it out of the car out of their driveway.
How ridiculous.
And because like they can't afford like the airbag suspension is a luxury, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty expensive, and you got to run a compressor and all that sort of stuff. It's a pretty extensive setup before you even get to those low riders that pop up and down and things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get on to our topic, and it's the topic we're going to be talking about is what to do with your stash prior to shuffling off the mortal coil. And it's interesting because what sort of popped this month. I'm hitting a big 6-0 on Tuesday, and I'm starting to feel the cold hands of fingers of mortality starting to creep around me now. So
Really?
well, you know, it's weird. You know, hitting 60, you think, oh gosh, I still feel like
less
40.
years in front of you than you got behind you.
Exactly right. So I've got. Well, I reckon I've got 29 years left of me now.
Right.
So before I sort of go doing, and and it's funny because my brother-in-law had a quite a bad accident just yesterday. It was, in fact, he fell off a ladder and got seriously injured, lots of broken bones and stuff. And
Yep.
he's all right. He's in the hospital now, so he'll be fine. And of course,
How old is he?
He's 50. So men over 50 should never get up ladders.
Yeah,
There is-
tell that to my dad who keeps climbing up on the roof, right? He's in his 70s, right?
Well, Michelle's dad, he's 84, and he's constantly sort of scampering up a ladder and going on the roof.
and like I can't tell him not to.
No.
If I tell him and he's like, no, they're just doing it wrong. You know, you got to have 3 points of contact and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, okay.
Well, the leading admissions in the hospital for men over 50 are due to ladder falls.
Yes.
And it's even little step ladders. You think you're safe on that, and you're not. It's
Oh no, step ladder's a death trap.
you get over 50, and something sort of happens with your equilibrium, and I don't know what it is. But anyway,
Yeah, it's your sense of balance going.
yeah, it is, and of course, James with his sort of sickness, just illness just recently as well. I'm thinking, yeah, and so I was looking at my stash, thinking, I've got to plan for this, because if I don't plan for it, I'm just leaving a big mess for
Michelle to clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's all right. Yeah, someone, maybe not us. No.
well, it will be you guys.
Okay. I was gonna say you could just have like a big garage.
Swap and sell at the wake.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. The Dave Goldfinch going off to the Model Club in the Sky memorial sell off all these kids sale.
So I could have the wake or the funeral, and I can have all that. You guys can be on the side with a couple of trestle tables, all the kits there for sale.
Flogging them off.
That's quite funny, actually.
You got to take one kit with you though.
Yeah, well, I'm getting cremated anyway, so.
Oh, you're not going to get embalmed?
What? What are you getting embalmed for?
No, I want to get embalmed.
Really?
Nothing wrong getting embalmed.
Well, you want someone to mistake you as someone important in like
Exactly.
1,000 years' time.
Exactly. Who was this guy?
You're gonna be like, we should bury you like they do the old, Saxon kings with all these sort of
All
gold
me model
trinkets
kits around me.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
So, in 1,000 years, I'll just find my bones in plastic.
I'm surprised. You know what would not surprise me at all if you claimed that you wanted to go the sky burial.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. See, I knew that it would appeal to you. That seems like your kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It'd be impossible to do.
It would be. It would be. Yes. So I was thinking, we've because so many, and you hear so many. I mean, I know, Ian, you've got a truckload of kits in your place.
I do.
I'm
way more than I'm ever going to build,
and
I'll still keep buying. The stupid thing is,
It's worse for you than most people because you got so many shit models.
Yeah,
that's the big one. Like each one of those is like a year.
Oh yeah,
right. A year. You just like got years and years of modeling stacked up to the ceiling.
Yep. Like my hope is, like, yeah, that's my retirement package, but who knows? By the time I retire, I could have the DTs. I might have complete failed eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I might not be capable of building models anymore.
So
Which is a scary thought.
So how do we plan for that eventuality? So that to make.
Well, basically, just make sure that when you do cark it, your partner or your family don't throw your kits out, like you hear so much of. You've got to have a plan that.
You can't control what people do after you're gone.
Yeah, I know, but it's always a good idea to make sure there's at least someone or a group of people that know your hobby and will take care of your stash. Either sell it off and put the proceedings to the family, or if you want the proceedings to go to your local model club. That to me is a way to do it.
But to help with that also, I mean, just don't have this huge stash there with sort of nothing catalogued or anything like that.
Catalogue what you got.
But the cataloguing side is tricky also, because if we use, what's that online one?
Scalemates.
Who's going to know about that apart from other Scalemates people?
Yeah.
So your relatives and that aren't going to know.
That's why I always keep my Excel spreadsheet.
Well, where's your Excel spreadsheet? So let's say you pop off tomorrow.
Yep.
Touch wood you don't. And, Julie and I sort of come around and sort out all your junk.
Well, all you do is you look on my desk and there's a USB stick that's got model kits written on it. And everything is on that USB stick because I always back it up whenever I enter it and adjust my spreadsheet.
So maybe what we should be doing is...
Is there something I should know about you?
What?
You haven't gotten any underlying illnesses that you haven't told us about?
No, he's fine.
You're very organised, but you're ready to go.
Well, I'm just... I live on my own. I've got one family member left.
Right.
Once the unthinkable happens, I'll be on my own. So I've got to be organised.
Well,
who else is going to do it for me?
You used the wrong word, unthinkable, because as sure as taxes, we're going to die.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Is there a list on this USB stick for which books go to whom? Because that's
the one thing I've got to do. I've got to list me books because I've got so many books that I would hate for someone just to look at and just donate to the local charity shop, because some of these books are they're well over 200 Aussie.
Yeah. I've got some very rare ones on Japanese Navy, and they're well over $200. Some of them.
Right, those sort of books should not be just either binned or given away to charity. And that's the worrying thing, because I know I haven't done it yet. I've got to do it for Shun. He's actually write up a will.
Well, you know what? I'm in the same boat. I haven't even got a will written yet, so I need to pull my finger out and do that. And I'm going to probably list you guys as the executives of my model collection. I'll have it as a little byline.
Careful! Now we're getting into bumping people off so that
I
we
was
can get
thinking
access.
the same thing.
That's all right. You don't have any kits that I want, Dave.
Yeah. Well, I know. You'd be surprised, Julian. There might be one or two things in there that interest you. But it's... You've got to think about, those who are going to be left behind and have to deal with this. And, some guys have got collections with, 1,000 models plus and all this. And it's funny, I was just listening to, which one? I think it was the Geeks. They had the Rare Plane modeler, or Rare Plane Detective, yeah. And he was talking about how he buys estates, gets notified, and he goes around and picks them up. And, sometimes he goes to some collections where the guys have got the kit and they've taken all the decals out and put them in a separate area,
in a
like
sleeve,
a sleeve book. And he says he's going to go through and marry it all up. And, look, Michelle wouldn't have a clue how much my kits are worth.
No.
Or how much I've paid for them, unless there's still a sticker price on it. But even that's not the true reflection.
Which I always remove the sticker price off from all my kits anyway.
And Dave, also, it's not like you hide the amount of money you spend on your models from her.
Well, it's not that I hide. I just don't tell her. She doesn't need to know. I mean, it's like...
Is it a worrying amount?
Well, no, but I don't need to know how much she spends on makeup, for example, or,
shoes.
Or whatever else she buys. I don't care. It is what it is. But we need to, actually have an indicative sort of price with the kit that we've matched up, as well as, so that people have an understanding. I mean, when you guys go God, geez, this is a very depressing subject. When you guys come along after I'm gone, you know, and you're going to sort of go through and sort it out and all that sort of stuff and figure out what's going to get, you know, sold, and you got to know what's in the box. Otherwise, you'll be there for days sorting through my stash.
Your stash is not that big.
No, it's not that big, dude.
All right, it'll take you a day to go through it.
If that.
Oh, come on. It's not that small. I'm overflowing out of the other cupboard.
He's feeling
into this
insecure
cupboard.
about
He is
the
now,
size
isn't
of
he?
his stash.
Oh, how big's your stash then, Julie?
Not very big.
Oh,
But I keep it small on purpose, right? I'm not like... I don't have ships to deal with, right?
So what do we do with our built kits?
Oh, that is a very good question. What do we do with our built
What do you
ones?
do with your build kits? Donate them to your local club?
Yeah, but what are the club members going to do with it?
Yeah, well, I think if you actually start pushing like finished models on modelers, they sort of have no idea what to do with it. They're like, okay, what do I do with this? I didn't build this.
Yeah, I don't mind having other
It's all right if
people's-
it's...
Yeah, I've got a couple of kits in my
I don't mind having
stash
other people's
that-
stuff
that
in my
other
in
people
my
have built for me.
display. Yeah.
See, I know one guy who Paul, and he's the kind of guy who will receive half built kits
Yes, he
from
does, yes.
people who have died, and as an honor to their sort of memory, he'll finish off the kit.
Yeah.
Even if he feels he's not really up to the task, he'll just sort of get through it.
Yep.
He's the only person I know of who does that sort of thing, though.
Obviously, my boys will take some of the built kits away, and you know, as a memory to me, I want to think and hope.
Well, I've actually been giving away a lot of kits lately.
Now,
built stuff.
what's happening with you and your neighbour?
Well, he just got his cabinets yesterday, so within the next week or so, I'm going to transfer about 90% of my aircraft kits over to his place. So he
Wow.
can keep those. They're his
Wow.
now. They're all old builds, like 10, 15 years plus old. And I need the room. I've got no room to put any new builds.
Yeah.
So I really need to do a clean out. So he's got two nice big glass cabinets, so he's welcome to have them.
Yeah, I've seen some of those kits, and they really do look like.
They look good kits, but they're just not to my modern.
Some-
Yeah,
Of course.
they definitely look like 90s builds, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yep.
you look at them, you're like, oh, people still do that? Oh, this is a kit from back then. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's not to say though, because some of them won awards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but things have progressed so much in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Well, these are all like pre-weathering phases and stuff like that, so they're all very clean.
Some of them even don't even look that matte anymore, do they?
No, that's what I found with the Gunze paint. Like you put the flat clear over the top, and it's nice and flat.
And then you gotta come back.
A couple of months later, it's gone like semi-gloss. Once
I don't
everything's-
mind semi-gloss.
Well, I think because it's basically finally joined itself to
Right.
the gloss
But
clear
see, like,
underneath it.
You know how like some guns paints are a gloss, and some are a semi-gloss, and some are a matte. And when you don't have a unifying level of that sheen, it starts to look not quite right, you know? Like where you've got, like, say, two-tone camera on the top of the plane, and like one's semi-gloss and one's a matte.
Oh yeah,
And-
that
and
doesn't work at all.
No, it really looks like an unfinished model, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like you've put stickers on it. Yeah, like all the camera came with stickers on like a snap together kit or something.
Yeah, we know that too well.
But see, like at the same time, like I see real life cars that are like, you know, the racing stripe will be semi-gloss on top of a glossy paint job.
Yeah, that's what I've got to figure out how I'm going to do when I do my GTs, because the blackouts on the bonnet are always like a semi-gloss, whereas the rest of the body's a high gloss sheen. So I've got to find some semi-gloss.
No, you just have to mix 50% flat with 50% gloss.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's actually a smart way of thinking, isn't it?
Yep.
It's using your noggin.
Yeah. You can also do any fraction in between too.
Yeah. No, good thinking.
So, so moving back to the subject,
Yeah. Sorry.
I think what we got to do is we need to be diligent in planning, and that planning would include a provision within the will as to what you want done with your built kits,
Yes.
as well as what you'd want done with your unbuilt kits.
What you want done with your reference, what you want done with your tools and your paints.
Yep. And I think you need to take the time to sit down and categorise how much that stuff is. And you should already have done that anyway for insurance purposes.
Yep.
I mean, how many times we heard about, somebody's tragically had a house fire or been, flooded, for example.
That's a smart thing I did. I've made sure my kits are insured. My collection's insured.
Well, I have told my insurance company that I do have X amount of models, and there's just a dollar figure amount. I think I've got 10K against it, something like that, for contents just for that.
I went a bit higher.
10K.
I went a bit higher than that, Dave.
Yeah, but
once I started looking at what some of my books and tools and that worth, it was like,
Oh, but are you
more than
doing
10K.
Yeah, exactly. You've done everything, right? But
Yeah.
Dave, have you just done? You said 10K. Is that just for your kits?
Yeah, but I'm starting to think now, I'm a bit worried now after what Ian's just said, because
Yeah, you got your
I haven't
tools,
allowed
your paints,
for
your
my
books,
tools, I haven't allowed for my paints, and I
or
haven't
your
allowed for my books. So
Yep, you got to get all that insured too.
yeah. And the reason why the figure is so high, it doesn't, because the issue is if I want to replace kits
And
that
some
are
of
now
those
out
kits
of
that we
production, it would cost me significantly more to purchase them now than what it did when I first purchased them. So, for example, my
or basically, if the unthinkable happens and you lose everything, you used to get a big payout and then just become a beekeeper.
So, for example, my take for example my Dragon 72nd scale, Apollo.
Oh yeah, the Saturn.
I mean,
Five.
I think I bought that. I got that for just under 200, and I think you're kissing about $300 to buy them now. And just as an example of how prices increase because the kits are no longer in production.
Well, I look at my aircraft carriers. It's not just the price of the carriers.
It's
It's
all the
the
etching, isn't it?
hundreds upon hundreds of dollars that I've spent on aftermarket. Like the Yorktown, I must be well over $2,000 I've spent on that so far, even without cutting one bit of plastic off the sprue.
Yeah.
Because as soon as something new comes out for a US Navy World War II in the Pacific, I go, ooh, well, that looks good. I can put that on the Yorktown. Grab it.
So not only should we have it listed in our will and itemised, you need to also be in contact with the people who you're nominating to look after that part of your estate.
And make
So
sure
that
they're
they
trustworthy.
have an understanding.
Yes, and they're
Well-
trustworthy.
Well,
And make sure they don't have a history of illnesses, so that
Yes.
they don't go before you.
Yes.
if they go before you just slot someone else in there, don't you?
Yeah.
What happens if you go before you can slot someone else in?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Well, that's why I've got two. I've got you and Ian.
Ah.
So, I mean, you're 40, man, so you got a long way.
This is why everyone should have a friend like me.
Yes.
Yeah, younger friend.
Someone with some youth in them. Yeah, it's starting to go, the youth, but
you
it's
need,
fine.
But you need to ask the people who you want to manage that
If
because
they're willing to do it.
it's a heck of a burden. So, I mean, to come around and disperse your collection, for example, Ian, I mean, gosh,
It'd take you ages because
it'd take a couple of years of swap and sells to get rid of all of your stuff.
yeah.
Easy, because I could hire 6 trestle tables and I still don't think I'd probably fit all of your stuff on there.
There's a bit in there.
There's a bit, 100%.
You know you got a problem when you run out of storage space and you're just chucking shit on the floor.
So you've got to make sure the person who you're asking to do it is willing to sort of undertake that because it's a significant amount of work, let alone the legal implications of being a executor as well and making sure that, the estate is fully looked after.
I think it's time we talk about the elephant in the room.
No.
Yeah, what's that?
Downsizing.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling that way. I've got to downsize.
Well, that's another way around it, I guess. You can pre-plan and downsize before you get to the...
The very mention of downsizing
But
to a modeler is kind of like, do you want to fight, dude?
well, it's like asking a normal person, do you want to cut off your left arm? It's like
It's more
what
like
kits
asking an addict,
what
do you want to
kits
go
do you
cold
really want to
turkey?
get rid of? It's and like myself, I know with my collection, every kit I have in my collection, I would love to build.
Yeah.
I haven't got any kits in my collection that I've got. Yeah, I don't know why I bought that.
Jeez. Yeah.
But that's the main thing is figuring out what kits you want to keep, what kits you want to get rid of.
See, now I think a more practical solution is to go, well, what am I likely to get to within the next 10 years?
Yeah.
Right? And then everything after that, you sort of go, well, that's 10 years of, optimistic building, and I'm going to buy more kits in that time.
Yeah, well, the new kits are coming out.
So I really, really should move those on to someone.
We modelers are like bowerbirds. If it's new and shiny, it's like, I've got to have it.
Another option, you've just triggered an option there for me. So another way around it too is rather than waiting until you die, perhaps as you feel that you are getting towards, you can start seeing the light coming, the white light coming towards you. Make contact with those groups or companies that purchase estates and have that discussion actually before you shuffle off.
Mm-hmm.
So they're aware of it. You're aware of what the price is going to be. That will go to your what do you call it? Not descendants, beneficiaries.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be another way of doing it.
Yes.
You can also donate model kits that you just don't have any real attachment to. You had an interest in that subject once upon a time, and
now
you're sort of like that, and you're sort of like, well, it's not a great kit. It's not there's a better kit around now, and you can just sort of move that onto someone who might actually build it. Like I gave away a kit last week. It was an Eduard biplane, World War I biplane.
All right.
Forgot which one it was. It shows how much I care about it. Right. It was in Italian markings, and since we're doing the Italian thing, I thought, he's likely to build it, so why not just give it to him?
Yeah.
It's not like it's got any aftermarket for it. There is none. It's made by Eduard. If there was any, I would have bought it and put it in the box, but there's nothing in there. So I was like, hey, here, you can have this one. Who cares? And I've also I plan to move a few kits into the raffle as well, because I got an email the other day from Hobbyco. It's like, here's a code, gets you 15% off. Right? And I thought, yeah, okay, I know what this game is,
Yep.
Yeah. They'll give me one of these, but there won't be anything I want to buy. So I went over there and I had a look. Yeah, I found something to buy, didn't I?
Yeah, so what'd you get?
I haven't bought it yet. I've got until the 30th to expend this code. So,
but what did you find?
I can't. I'm not going to say because because I haven't pulled the trigger yet, and I don't want someone to buy it from me.
Yep.
Buy it. And I've missed out. So I'm not going to mention it until it's in my hand.
Someone snipes you.
Yeah. Someone can snipe you. This is a podcast. It goes up the same day.
Yes.
Someone could go, got Julian's kits. Yeah. So I'm looking to move a few out, and I was looking at my plane kits because I haven't built a plane in quite some time. So I don't really keep any armor kits. I do have one ship kit, which I'm not getting rid of.
What's that one?
That's the
Italian ship,
Holstein thing.
Oh, the Holstein.
Yeah. Schleswig Holstein thing. It's like a 1900s kind of. Yeah. With that sweeping back bow.
Yeah, like a dreadnought style.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
One of those. But I was looking at my plane kits. And there's not that much in there. There's the Rodin Gladiator, which I was going to do for an Australian Ace. I thought I'll still keep that one because it's an Australian Ace. What happens if we do an Australian themed thing in the future? And I'll want to build that because that's a good one. People need to know about it because if there's a lot of notable characters in our military history that are relatively unknown but should be known about. You come across one, you think, I think I should build that and have people know about it. Why not? So I'm not going to throw that one. I'm not going to throw away the swordfish on float planes because that's a hard kit to find. You can find the regular version everywhere. You can't find the float plane version.
Yeah.
Right, and I've got the photo etch for it.
Oh, that's all right because that comes with the flat rigging. The aerodynamic rigging.
It might, but it's also got like things like the photo etch bits for inside the engine cowl and stuff like that. That's all in there and things like it's a nice, beautiful kit, man.
Yeah,
beautiful kit. So no, I'm not getting rid of that one. And then I thought, I got another beautiful kit, but I think this one I'll actually get rid of. And it's the Gas Patch Models HS123.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That thing's a beautiful,
Yeah, I've seen
beautiful
that built.
plane. Beautiful kit. I love the scheme
It's
on
just
it.
a subject
The
I'm just
only-
not interested in anymore.
I was so keen to build that. I just could not find anyone who sold the color for it because it uses RLM colors, right?
Yep.
But because it's so early war, it uses an RLM green that nothing
one
else
knows.
uses, basically.
Oh, really?
So no one.
Might have to do some color matching on that one.
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
what turned me off it. So I was like, yeah, I can just wait, and here we are, and it's still not built. So
Yeah.
I can probably
Yeah,
move that
get
on
rid
to
of it.
someone who gives a crap.
Yeah.
Do you give a crap? Do you want me to give it to you?
Oh, I've got no.
Oh, that's right. You're not doing the European theatre anymore.
No.
Yeah. But
Don't
yeah,
look at me. I don't want it.
Mind you,
no,
I've still got a ton of Spitfires, so and Mustangs, and they're all European theatre.
yeah, that's true.
But I'm just not interested in the Luftwaffe stuff anymore.
And that's just the front row that I've bothered to look at. There's like a whole row at the back that yeah. There's lots of things in there that I could probably move on.
Yeah, very true.
All right, so gentlemen, I'd be really interested to hear from you guys as to what you've planned for your final ride into Valhalla. So shoot us an email.
you think that any model is going to be going to Valhalla?
Oh, I am.
You know you have to die in combat to go to Valhalla, don't you?
Well, I consider working through life with you
Yeah.
two being in combat. So
That doesn't count, though, I think. Unless you get in a fist fight with someone from another podcast, and then you go down in flames there. I'm pretty sure you're not going to
That's it.
Valhalla.
well,
maybe it'll be like in the year 2050, and Dave signs up for the inter podcast boxing match, and he
the cage fight.
yeah. That'll.
Oh, you mean like Running Man style?
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm just picturing, someone from like the Mold Geeks podcast, because those are all Navy guys, right? And one of them will do like a WWF style, jump off the turnbuckle and land
Man.
on,
You know
land
who I
an
wouldn't
elbow
like-
on your throat,
I'll-
Dave, and that'll be it for you.
I'll tell you right now who I wouldn't want to go up against. That's Frildo. Oh, God, when that guy shakes your hand, he crushes your bones. He has got the strongest grip I have ever seen in a man in my life. And he's not a small unit either. He's built pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fat. He's not fat, but he's just big.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God, when he shakes your hand, you can hear the bones going. So I wouldn't want to go up against him.
See, I think
I'll take that weedy. I'll take the weedy
I think
skinny
it's
guy.
Whitey from the Geeks, is it?
Oh, he's from Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember seeing him at the US Nationals,
Yeah.
and I thought, yeah, that guy's got the build of someone who's ex-military.
But I'm sitting right here, dude. I'm ex-military.
Yeah, but you've got the build for Australian ex-military.
Actually, I just want
You've
to
got the build of someone who switched to artillery because he wanted to have an easier time.
Yeah. Didn't want to walk anymore.
Well, here's the thing. So
Based on that 2 seconds of seeing them all like eating ice cream or whatever it was, that
it's true.
yeah.
But
you've
check
got that
this out.
build.
But check this out. So since the 4th of March, I started the new diet.
Okay.
And it is now the 25th,
Fifth, I think.
26th of
Sixth,
April. I have lost 11.4 kilos, which is 25 pounds.
Well
Is
done, Dave.
that why your glasses keep falling off your head?
What?
So
Lost all the
I'm-
fat between his ears.
So I'm on a bit of a battle with the waistline, and I'm winning. I have to say. So,
Yes, well, more power to you, Dave.
Yeah, good on you.
yeah, that's right.
You'll outlive us all.
Yes, possibly.
That's what I want. Maybe not me, but I hope he lives long enough to see the death of the podcast properly.
Actually, yeah. Because that's the other thing too. I mean, you guys got to learn how to carry this on afterwards.
Oh, it's
Editing
easily
and
done.
all
No.
that sort of stuff.
You know what? That thought popped into my head when we started this this podcast, but when we started this episode today.
Did it really?
Yeah. I'm sitting here listening to you guys waffle on, and it popped into my head. And I thought, I think we'd have to do the same thing with the Falcon. I think we'd have to call it quits at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we probably have one more episode, a memorial episode, and then go, see ya.
Once the Podfather's dead, you know. I mean,
no, I'd like to think that the show would live on through you two.
Oh, we'll give it a good show. All right, well, it depends. Well, it's a while away.
I mean,
we'll worry about it when it
I
happens.
can't see us sitting here when Ian and I are in our walkers and in our adult diapers still doing the show then.
adult diapers. No, especially not with me in the room.
Jeez. All right, guys. So we'd love to hear what you guys are planning. As I said, when you head towards the pearly gates or Valhalla or whatever else you believe in afterlife, send us an email to onthebench64@gmail.com. And of course, don't forget, there's a whole host of other fantastic podcasts
There
out there
is.
for you to listen to. Just go to modelpodcast.com for all the listings of the other fantastic podcasts, which we thoroughly recommend that you go and check out as well. And if you know somebody who does not listen to podcasts,
Get them involved.
absolutely. It just helps with, because that's how we grow, through word of mouth. So go and get them. Just show them how to actually access a podcast and show them our podcast because it's the best.
Yes. We're the originals, the OGs.
All right, gents.
See you all next week, or in 2 weeks.
2 weeks' time. Julian.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, that it is. We're out of here. Bye-bye.